Welcome back then for tonight's main event. Melvin Foster in action against Carl the Truth Williams.
Top Rank Boxing on ESPN is produced in association with Fisticuff Productions and is brought to you by Budweiser, the undisputed, undefeated king of beers, proud to be your bud. This bout is sanctioned by the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission. The commissioner is Philadelphia Eagle Hall of Famer, the Honorable Chuck Bednarik. The executive director in attendance tonight is Greg Serb. The physicians at ringside are Dr. Frank Romaskavich and Dr. Walter Newman. The timekeeper at the bell and counting for the knockdowns is Bill Reese. The judges once again are Bill Flasser, George Hill, and Jimmy Condon, and your referee is John Carroll. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the fabulous Fernwood Resort and Conference Center in the beautiful Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania, here is your main event. 10 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. First, in the red corner, weighing in at 228 pounds, wearing green, red, and black trunks. He is from Great Neck, New York, and enters the ring with a professional record of 17 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. 13 of his victories are by knockout. Here is Melvin Top Gun Foster. His opponent is fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 230 pounds, wearing white trunks with red trim. He is from White Plains, New York, and enters the ring tonight with a professional record of 26 wins and 8 losses, and 20 of his victories are by knockout. Here is Carl the Truth Williams.
So there you are then, that's our main event tonight. Carl the Truth Williams looking to re-establish himself, and he's moving a few places up here. Melvin Foster ranked 68 by the Independent World Boxing Rankings, and Williams down at 71. Well, is this just another tiresome fight on by a faded heavyweight? We'll have to wait and see.
5 seconds down. Come on, seconds. Let's go.
And I suppose Williams' best moments may have been in losing fights. You might remember back in 1985, he was outscored over 15 rounds by Larry Holmes, the former IBF champion at the time, for the title. He beat Bert Cooper a couple of years later to become USBA champion. And then he fought Mike Tyson for the undisputed heavyweight championship and lost in a single round. Outscored also by Tim Witherspoon, and with it he lost his USBA title. Got back on track though, had a 2-round win over Marshall Tillman in '92. Also outscored former cruiserweight champion Ozzy Ocasio the same year. Then was beaten inside the distance by Tommy Morrison and Frank Bruno. Last fight, well, that was back in July of last year against Alexander Zolkin, the Russian. And he was disqualified in 7 rounds against Zolkin. Both men were cut in that fight. And Williams, you may remember, Williams corner threw the towel in to avoid Williams getting hurt any further. And the referee disqualified Williams instead because the cornerman got up on the ring apron. You may remember that. Anyway, Melvin Foster, top-class amateur.
Come on, working out. Come on, let him go. Punch out of that. Break.
National Junior Olympic champion, National Golden Gloves heavyweight champion, silver medal in the '91 US Olympic Festival. Good fighter. He also won 5 Washington DC heavyweight championships, an unprecedented feat. Nice right there from Foster. We've seen him before on Eurosport when in fact fought his namesake Martin Foster to a draw over 8 rounds in January last year. The one loss worth mentioning to you to the former heavyweight champion Trevor Berbick on points last September, over 10 rounds. So this is going to be Carl Williams then shooting out the jab. Melvin Foster trying to get underneath and on the inside. And that's about how this one's going to pan out, I feel, as we go in the last half minute of the first round. This one's scheduled for 10. And Melvin Foster beat Mitch Blood Green on points over 10 rounds to become New York State heavyweight champion. And in fact, this could have been for the title. Both men based in New York, although Foster from Riverdale, Kansas originally. Bit of a stare there at the end. But I do think that Williams might just have taken the opening round. That long left hand of his. So round 2 then of this 10-round main event. Carl Williams, tall, 6'4" in the white. Melvin Foster, one of those heavyweights really who should be campaigning as a super cruiserweight. And I got a letter from Jack McEwen, who you may remember me mentioning the new super cruiserweight division. I think it's a damn good idea. The weight limit set at 14 stone 13 pounds. And he said maybe you should call that the heavyweight division, and anything over that the super heavyweights. That's probably fair enough, but I've got a feeling that the super cruisers will soon be known as the junior heavyweight division. What's in a name? But I get your point, Jack. So a minute gone then in the second round.
Come on, Melvin. Work out of there. Leave him go. Punch out of there. Come on, break.
And little men can make life quite difficult for tall, rangy fighters. And really, Williams should not be allowing Foster to get near him. He should be using the uppercut whenever Foster threatens to come close.
Time. Get the corner. Hurry up.
Problem with the right glove there of Williams. And Williams been around a long time, made his pro debut back in 1982, won his first 16 fights before he faced Larry Holmes.
Working there.
And Foster's got a reputation of being a big puncher. In his 17 wins, he stopped 13 men. So he's just lost to once and drawn on one occasion. But to be absolutely honest with you, the calibre of opposition has not been up to a great deal. Unlike, of course, Carl Williams, who's lost his last 3, by the way. 2 by stoppage, 1 on disqualification.
Get out.
Nice left hook there from Foster. Well, he's coming back well in this second round.
Let him go. Come on.
Well, we got a punch up here now. And that's good work from Foster. Referee John Carroll working as hard as either fighter. Nice jab from Williams. That's what he should be using. Well, there wasn't a great deal, I don't think, in round 2. Both men there having a pop at each other. That might have been Foster's round, though. Cracking left hook there. That one hurt. Great shot there. Round 3 coming up then. Melvin Foster psyching himself up. Bit of bad mouthing there at the end of the second round, which I don't personally mind, providing it doesn't overboil, of course. So the diminutive Melvin Foster, just 6 feet tall. Although that's pretty big, bigger than me. Small in heavyweight terms, though. These days, of course, they're tipping the scales in excess of 17 stone much of the time. Foster there, out jabbing Williams. Williams holding the left glove of Melvin Foster on the inside. Of course, it's on the blind side of the referee. And once again, Foster doing well. Well, this is a bad round so far for Carl Williams. And that's nice work there from Melvin Foster. Nice, fast hands. And he's dented the armour of Williams on a few occasions now. Minutes ago in the third round. And there's a swelling come up now on Williams' right eye. On the cheek almost. Foster, pugnacious little character.
Break, no punching. Come on, man. Break.
Couple of balls there locked together, head to head. And Carl Williams has not done a great deal, I don't think, in this third round, principally because Foster's really been on top of him, not allowed him to relax. And well, Foster hurt there, and he's gone over now. Foster hurt there by Williams, and the referee's ruling that a push. Well, look at that, he staggers back to the corner. He was hurt there, but unfortunately, Williams is not going to be rewarded with a knockdown. So that's a 10-9 round for Melvin Foster.
A little bit busier during the whole round.
Very interesting there.
He's really tired now.
29-28 for Foster on my card with 3 gone.
You must keep your hands up, all right? And keep working that left to the body.
Come on, gentlemen, let's keep it clean.
No doubt, Melvin Foster was caught, tagged and hurt then in that third round when he hit the floor. Referee ruled it a slip.
Keep yourself compact. Think what you're doing. Just your head.
Round 3 here, replay. Nice right uppercut there from Melvin Foster. And Williams did very, very little, I thought, in that third round, with one exception. He did deck Foster, but didn't get the reward for it. Here you are, the right uppercut, and Foster all over the place there. And he went over eventually. So round 4 then. And, well, as I say, you can't call that a point for Williams for a knockdown because the referee did not call it. So pretty lousy round then for Carl Williams in the third. Needs a good one here. But the thing is, what's actually happened by the look of things, Melvin Foster really was shaken by that shot. And he's quite reluctant now to get involved.
Watch that elbow. Break.
What a turnaround. But this game is famous for turnarounds, isn't it? Probably a few more to come in this one.
Working there.
Just worth reminding you of the reigning heavyweight champions currently. Of course, George Foreman is the champion of the IBF and the WBU. What? Some of you may have said, well, that's the World Boxing Union, the new kid on the block, if you like. Riddick Bowe is WBO champion. Oliver McCall is still WBC champion, having seen off the challenge of Larry Holmes against my prediction. And of course, Bruce Seldon is WBA champion. Well, would you believe it? Plenty of other good fighters around, though, in the heavyweight division. Lennox Lewis, of course. Michael Moorer, if you like. Herbie Hyde. Frank Bruno, Lionel Butler. Jeremy Williams. Those punches from Foster landing on the arms of Williams. And once again, Williams there holding and hitting. Don't like to see that. And he's getting a point deducted now for holding and hitting. Carl Williams. So he's got to go some now.
Keep him up. Come on, working at it.
Well, Foster there claiming a low plunge.
Watch him head break. Watch your heads, man. Come on, work. Come on.
And the key really for this fight for Foster is speed of punch, because Williams is that much bigger. Although, as I say, he's only a pound heavier. You wouldn't have thought that Williams could hurt Foster that much, but he has done. And this, of course, is a step up in class for Melvin Foster. He went up once at the end of last year against Trevor Berbick, got beat. And this is by far the next best opponent he's ever faced. Well, Williams won the round, but lost a point for holding and hitting. So that's a 9-9 round on my card. Foster still a point in front, I feel. 4 gone. Good left hook there from Melvin on the replay. And now, once again, Williams on his toes, using that jab. And Carl Williams, of course, throughout his career, has threatened to deceive. Twice he's fought for a world championship. Twice he's been beaten. In fact, you might remember back in 1988, Williams actually beat Trevor Berbick in defense of his USBA championship, and that might just be his best result to date. It was on points.
Break, come on, no punching. Come on, Melvin, get out.
And the kind of man Williams is in 92, so he got his career back on track with that second round stoppage of Marshall Tillman. But then, back to back, he was outscored by Jerry Jones over 10 rounds. Very odd inconsistency there from Williams, which of course has really held him back. Williams desperate for a win here against Foster. He cannot afford to lose, that's for sure. Lost his last 3, 2 of them inside the distance, 1 on disqualification. Well, Foster once again, he's scuffling away, preventing Williams from doing long-range, neat work. And I think scuffling's a pretty good description of what Foster's doing at the moment. Very little between them in this 5th round, despite the fact that Foster looks the busier man. Not a great deal of those punches are landing. But there again, Williams is not doing a great deal either. Looks like Foster's outworking Williams here to take round 5. And once again, they're eyeballing each other and mouthing off at the end of the round. Well, now I've got Foster 2 points in front. 48-46 as we come into the halfway stage. This is round 6. And Foster picking up here where he left off in the 5th round. Big uppercut there from Williams on the inside. And Foster doesn't enjoy being hit, does he? And worth mentioning, of course, that Mitch Blood Green, who Foster beat for the New York State Championship, well, he's that nutcase who had the tear-ups with Mike Tyson in the street. You may remember that. And of course, all Mitch Green ever wanted, really, was to face Tyson in the ring for big bucks, which he always seemed to elude him. And again, good work here by Foster. Oh, and, Williams forced to trade with him, but coming off second best.
Working at it. Let us take off. Break, no punches. You just do it. Man, follow the jab. Follow the jab. Break, no punching. No punching. No, it's a wrestling.
Oh, nice left hook again from Foster. And this has probably been the best round we've had so far. Plenty of good work. Williams there forced to hang on. Takes it right hand. And that's another good... Well, Foster there poking out his tongue. That's a good round for Foster, I think. Well, he's 3 points in front on my card now. 4 rounds to go, though. Round 7. Williams starting the round like he always does, up on his toes, firing at the long left hand, but not putting a great deal of body behind it. That's a good scoring punch, and it can be very hurtful if you decide to use it properly. And just to remind you of Williams' record, 26 wins, 8 defeats, 20 of his wins inside the limit. And now boxing the way he should. I don't think he can afford to lose another round here. And it's a mystery to me. Williams is just a lousy fighter. He's well past his best, and we can all see exactly what he needs to do, but he just can't do it. As once again, Foster whacks over a big left hook. Williams, of course, deducted a point in the 4th round for holding and hitting.
Right hand, Carl.
Come on, hurry up.
And he had...
Gotta throw the right hand.
Foster on the floor once, but didn't get rewarded.
Let him go. Come on. Break.
So good start then for Williams in this round, but Foster threatening once again to get back into it. Carl Williams failing to keep up his work rate, not doing the right thing. And we do really expect more, don't we, from a man who's fought twice for the heavyweight championship of the world. There's a 4-year gap, by the way, between them, 85 and 89. And they seem a long, long time ago now. Looking at Williams, jaded here. And once again, Foster scuffling away. think Williams might have got a slight edge, though, here in the 7th. But Foster threatening to rip that away from him. Well, the edge now dissolving. Oh, good right from Foster. He's going to win this round now. So we're approaching the home straight then, as once again Melvin Foster undoes a good start by Carl Williams. And we've got Foster 68 to 64 in front now as we come into this, the 8th round. And Williams, well, on occasion, as I said, the first 20 seconds or so at the start of each round, he's looking the business, but Foster just taking it all away from him. And of course, there's no reason why a man like Carl Williams should not be boxing. Often, of course, it's the only way they can make a living. Not that they earn a great deal from these kind of down the wrong side of the hill fights. Well, that's the same score as mine. And once again, nice fast hands there from Foster, but he's completely unfashionable. 6 feet tall, fat round the waist. Not at all an attractive heavyweight to watch. And Williams hits the floor. Well, he says that's not a knockdown, but the referee's counting him. I slip, says Williams. Well, slightly unfair there, simply because Williams had Foster over, but the referee did not count it. So this is going to be a big round if Foster can keep this up. And Foster is keeping it up. Plenty of work from him. Good right hand again, catching Williams high on the head. And Williams, by now, must have thoughts of retirement. It's staring him in the face. He desperately needs a win here. Oh, good right again from Foster. And that caught Williams smack on the whiskers. 10-8 round then for Foster there. Big round at this stage. And that's really a round that Williams could have done with winning 2 points by. As we come into the penultimate round, round 9 of this 10-round heavyweight contest. And the sawn-off Melvin Foster, just 6 feet tall, which is an inch bigger, incidentally, than Mike Tyson. And Tyson had no trouble cutting Williams down, whacked him over the top, and of course Williams went in the first round. And Foster doing the right thing, sticking close, weaving in, getting underneath those punches, bringing up the hooks on the inside, and of course round the sides. Doing all he can to avoid this long snapping jab of Carl Williams, but it's still got home, especially, as I say, in the first full half minute or so of each round. And that's a punch, really, that Williams has neglected in this fight, the uppercut. Always a good punch against a shorter opponent. And really, Foster's been begging to be hit with the right uppercut, but Williams just can't do it anymore, I'm afraid. The mind is willing, but the flesh is weak. Yeah, I know the feeling. Another bad round this for Carl Williams. And it really should be Carl, face the truth, Williams. You've had it. You're too old. It's all beyond you now. But that said, you know, you get the odd result, turn up, and suddenly the world's a different place. Look at Larry Holmes after he beat Ray Mercer. What happened to him? Stinking fight by all accounts with Oliver McCall at the weekend.
Come on, break.
Williams has threatened but failed to deliver in this one. I think we're looking at the last farewell here for Williams. If you're a big fan of Carl Williams, you better say goodbye, because I'm not too sure we'll see a great deal more of him. And that's another round for Foster. Tenth and final round coming up then. And Carl Williams long past the point, in my opinion, where he's needed a knockout to win this one. I've got him 8 points adrift. 88, playing 80. Who knows, if the knockdown earlier had been counted, this might have been a different outcome. Good right from Foster.
Melvin, leave him go. Break, no punching. Come on, Melvin, no wrestling. Leave him go, Melvin. Break, no punching.
So a couple of minutes left then for Williams to find a big punch to end this.
No punching, no punching.
Well, that's not too far from the truth either. 88-80 is the score on my card. My apologies, 88-82. No, 81. 7 points the difference. Just got confused with my maths there, I do apologise. And once again, Foster charging forward. And for nuisance value, he's 100%, isn't he, Foster?
Leave his head go, leave his head go. I got his break.
And the last fight that Williams won on points was against Ozzy Ocasio back in August of 1992, over 10 rounds. But Ocasio, well, he's about a foot shorter than Melvin Foster, so that's hardly surprising. So inside the last half minute then, well, Williams heading for the graveyard, I do feel. The fighter's graveyard, that is. This could be his last hurrah, and it's not going to be a sweet note, I don't think. And it's all over now. Well, there's still no love between these two, even at the end of 10 hard rounds there. So 98-90. 8 points the difference on my card, and I've got Foster winning that one. Time to tell you on Friday, live boxing The Irishman Damien Denny against Paul Silky Jones for the world title live on Eurosport. I shall be back next Tuesday. Don't forget to join me. Loads more boxing, of course, on Eurosport week in and week out. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Let's hear it for your winner, Melvin.
So Foster then, unanimous points winner. And, well, let us sit. The actual points tally looks like it's academic. 98-90 on my card anyway. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Join me next week, as I say, and Friday Live.
There you go.